Next is irrational numbers. We found that there are infinite number of rational numbers in the number line. Same way we can say there are infinite number of irrationals on the number line. Okay. For example, familiar irrational numbers are root 2, root 3, etc. Considering real number consists of both rationals, that is which numbers can be written in the form p by q, and irrational. Irrational is the numbers which cannot be written in the form p by q. So both these consist of real numbers, and a real number is a bigger number line, and in that number line every point on it represents a unique real number. And these irrational numbers were first invented by mathematician Pythagoras. Now coming to irrational numbers representation in a number line, first we will do an example. Locate root 2 on number line. How will you locate root 2 on number line? First, you have to draw a straight line. Now mark a point 0. After that, you have to take one point here. Let it be 1. This is 1 unit. Let it be 1 centimeter. Okay. This is 1. Now next, keep the protractor here and find a 90 degree. This is here. Now in this, you want to take another 1 unit here. Here this is 1 centimeter and this is also 1 centimeter. Now next is to join this. So what we did is draw a line, then plot a point 0, then mark 1 considering 1 centimeter from 0. Then on 1 we keep the protractor and find the 90 degree and draw a 1 centimeter line here on the 90 degree. This is also 1 centimeter. After that, we join this measurement with 0. Now next is to take the compass. Now make this as the radius, that is this hypotenuse as the radius. Now draw an arc here which passing through the number line. This is the point where it passes through number line, and that point is the root 2, because here it is 1, here it is 1. In a right triangle, these are 1 and 1. What about the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse means, that is, this is C, this is A and this is B. C is equal to root of A square plus B square. Here it is root of 1 square plus 1 square, which is equal to 1 square is 1. So 1 plus 1 square is again 1. Root 1 plus 1 is 2. Root 2. Now this value is root 2. So drawing an arc from here, it touches on the number line at root 2. So this is the root 2. This is how you plot root 2 on the number line. Now to get root 3, what will you do? First, again you want to take 1 centimeter here. From that you will draw 1 centimeter to the upward. That is taking the protractor, and you want to draw it in the 90 degree. Then marking 1 centimeter here. Now join this with 0. Now take this as the radius and draw a arc here. Then the point touching on the number line is root 2. After that, again take the protractor and keep it here on root 2. Now find the 90 degree there. This is the 90 degree. Now taking the scale, again find 1 unit. Let us draw 1 centimeter. Now next is to join this new point with this 0. Now take that value as radius. Now draw an arc. The point touching on the number line is root 3. I hope you will know how to use the protractor to find 90 degree. Here you can find a point here. This point, you want to keep it on which point we need a 90 degree. Then this straight line, you can find 90 here. That is the 90 degree. Okay, that is the method how to mark a 90 degree. Now next is root 4. Root 4, how will you locate a root 4 here? Root 4, the answer is 2. Square root 4, the result is 2. So simply you can mark 2 here. Then this is the root 4. Either you can keep the protractor 90, find the 90 degree from here. Draw a 1 unit here. Then join it to the 0. Then take this new hypotenuse as the radius. This is the hypotenuse of right triangle. So take this new hypotenuse as the radius. Now draw a arc here. And it will be root 4. Root 4. This is root 4. Root 4 is 2. Now, if you are asked to find root 5, what will you do? Again from 2, you will draw a 1 centimeter upward, that is with 90 degree. Then join with 0. You will get a new hypotenuse. Now take this as new radius and draw a arc. It will join here on the number line. It will be root 5. 2 is root 4. This is the method to locate irrational numbers or roots on number line. Now coming to exercise 1.2, state whether the following statements are true or false. Every irrational number is a real number. Yes, real number line or real number set. This is a real number set. It consists of both rational and irrational. So every irrational number is a real number. But you can't say every real number is an irrational number, because real number means rational numbers also. It is not irrational. So every irrational number is a real number, but every real number is not an irrational number. Next statement is every point on the number line is of the form root m, where m is a natural number. Every point is of the form root m, where m is a natural number. Natural number. Look, on the number line, 1 is a natural number, 2 is a natural number. But what about this root 2, root 3? Its value lies between two natural numbers, that is 1 and 2. The values are in between 1 and 2. So these values are not a natural number. So you can't say every root m is a natural number, where m is a natural number. Also, what about the negative values? negative 3. This is not a natural number. This we can't say it as irrational also. This is something different from it. It is complex numbers that we will study in the higher classes. That is, it means root 3i. It is a complex number. It is not a natural number. So how will you say every root m plotted on the number line, m will be a natural number? So this is not right. Examples are root 2 and root 3. Value lies between 1 and 2, two natural numbers. So these will definitely not be a natural number. Natural number, we are not taking it as decimals, because natural number we learned before, we are taking it for counting and will not start counting with 1.1, 1.2 like that. We will just count it as 1, 2, 3. So anyway, m is not a natural number for all root m's. Consider this case and this case. Now next, every real number is an irrational number. Is it right? No. Every real number is not an irrational number, because a real number consists of a rational number also. Then how can you say every real number is an irrational number? So the statement is false. Next, are the square roots of all positive integers irrational? If not, give an example of the square root of a number that is a rational number. How will you find square root of a number? You have already learned. I will do some examples here. Root 4. How will you find the value? By prime factorization. You will consider it as factors of primes. This is the factorization of root 4. And square root. This is square root. So you will consider two numbers at a time and pair it and take 1, 2. So root 4 is equal to 2. What about root 8? Again prime factorize. Now take two numbers as a pair and take 1, and the remaining will be inside the root. So root 8 is equal to 2 root 2. 2 is this 2, pairing these two 2's and you will get 1, 2. And this is a 2 without a pair, so keep it inside the root. Now what about root 3? Root 3 means, again, root 3 is root 3 itself. It cannot have a pair here. Now what about root 6? When you factorize it, the result is 2 into 3. You are not getting pair for 2 and 3. So this single 2 without pair is inside the root. This 3 without pair is also inside the root. That is root 2 into root 3. That is again root 6 itself. Now considering 9 factorization. 9 is equal to, these two 3's become 1, 3. So root 9 is equal to 3. So the question was, are the square roots of all positive integers irrational? No. Here, this is irrational because there is a root. This is irrational because there is a root. This is also irrational. That is root 6. Root 2 into root 3 because there is root. But what about root 9? It is not irrational. We get a rational number here. What about root 4? We get a rational number as an answer. So, we can conclude that the square roots of all positive integers are not irrational. There are positive integers square root which we get result as rationals. Consider root 4 and root 9. The result is 2 and 3 which is rational. But some of other cases we get the result as irrational itself. Now next is show how root 5 can be represented on the number line. That we have already did here. First, either you can start from here 1, from that you will get root 2. Now drawing a 1 unit here, and drawing another arc, you will get root 3. From that you will get root 4. Root 4 is 2. Or you can simply draw a number line 0. Take 1 centimeter here and mark it as 1. Take another 1 centimeter and mark it as 2. This is root 4, we know. From that, don't want to draw all these points. Just draw one unit here, 90 degree. Using the protractor, consider 90 degree and draw a 1 centimeter here. Then after that, join this hypotenuse. Now, this hypotenuse will be the new radius in compass. Then draw an arc from here as we did here. This point will be root 5. This is the method. We find to plot root 2 on the number line, we are taking 1 centimeter or 1 unit here and drawing a perpendicular, that is a straight line with 90 degree, that is perpendicular, and joining this to 0, and then we are measuring this as the radius and drawing an arc. If we are drawing an arc like here, then this will be the root 2. I told you this is the root 2. Now check, if this was a circle, if this is a circle, this is its radius, that is, this is the center and this is a measure to its circumference of the circle, and this is radius. This is also radius, right? This is also from center to the circumference of circle. That is, in a circle, from center to the circle is the radius. So, in this part, from this right triangle, we are getting the value of this, that is hypotenuse. That is why we are saying that if we join an arc here to number line, this will be this value, because this is also radius. These are radius. Can you find a radius here? This is a radius and this is also same radius, and all the radius value of a given particular circle will be same. If this is root 2, then this will be also root 2. That is the method here. Don't think why the arc falling on number line becomes this measurement. It is simply radius. Both are radius of the circle. So, to get this value, we are using, as I said before, we are using Pythagoras theorem. For a right triangle, we will get c square, that is c square is equal to a square plus b square, or c is equal to root of a square plus b square. This is the Pythagoras theorem. Using this equation, we will get the value of c. Now that c is the value of this length. That is why when we are cutting an arc here, you get this as this value. Now, I told you this is the root 2. If you want to find root 3, you will draw another perpendicular from here, right? Then join a new radius. Then the arc falling from there will be root 3. How? Here, this new radius and this new length is a bigger circle's radius, right? So, this length will be equal to this. Both are radius of this bigger circle. Now, for root 4, there will be another bigger circle here. That is why when we draw a perpendicular from here, we will get a new radius here, and this will be root 4, because this length and this length will be radius of this bigger circle. That is the method. Now, how we get this root 3 on the hypotenuse? Here we are getting root 3 here. That is why we are saying the arc falling on number line is root 3. That is, in that case, we know below we get root 2, right? This is root 2. This length is root 2. And we draw a perpendicular here with 1 centimeter. So 1. Now we will find this value. We know it is root 3, but how? That is I am showing you. That is C is equal to root of, this becomes A square, that is root 2 square plus 1 square, which is equal to root 2 square, that is root 2 into root 2. The answer is 2. Root 2 into root 2 is 2. Plus 1 square is 1, which is equal to root of 3. That is this C. That is, here we got it as C, root 3. And the arc drawn from the, we'll get root 3. Now for root 4, we are drawing a perpendicular here, right? That is this length. That is root 3. Now C is equal to root 3 square plus this length. That is 1 square. Which is equal to root 3 into root 3, 3 plus 1 square is 1, which is equal to root 4. The arc drawn from here will be root 4 because this length is root 4. If this length is root 4, this is the another radius here. This is a part of a circle. So root 4. So this is the detailed method what we are using. But simply do what we did in the exercise question. Don't want to bother about it. If you are thinking how it happened, that is only why I explained it. Don't get confused. Okay. This is the hidden theme in this method. You just draw a line, mark 0, take 1 centimeter, draw a perpendicular with the protractor, then join it. Then draw an arc. You will get the value. For other value, draw a perpendicular from here. Now join to 0. Draw an arc here. You will get the other value. You just do the method there. But the hidden thing in this method is this.